Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me here in this quiet space. Find a comfortable position. Settle in and allow the weight of your day to soften. Let your breathing become slow and even. Tonight, we are not traveling to witness grand battles or the coronation of kings. Our journey is a quieter one. We are drifting back on a gentle current of time, not to a castle, but to a simple, timber-framed house, not to a throne room, but to a muddy, cobblestone street. We are going to a place that exists vividly in our imagination, the medieval city. But we will gently push past the veils of romance and legend to feel what it was truly like, to understand the quiet rhythms, the textures, the smells, and the silent struggles of a life lived centuries ago. So, relax. Let your mind drift as we explore the world of the past. Tonight, we will discover why you wouldn't last a day in a medieval city. Imagine yourself now, not in your bed, but on a mattress stuffed with straw. It rustles faintly with every slight movement. The air around you is cold, not just cool, but a deep, penetrating cold that seems to settle in your bones. There are no windows of glass, only wooden shutters, and through the cracks you can see not light, but a profound and total darkness. The day does not begin with the gentle glow of a phone or the beep of an alarm. It begins with the sound of a distant monastery bell ringing out across the rooftops for matins, the first prayer of the day, long before the sun has considered rising. This is your first call to consciousness. You rise not from warmth, but from the relative shelter of a wool blanket. The floor beneath your bare feet is rough wood, or perhaps even cold, packed earth. In the corner of the small room sits a chamber pot, and the faint, sharp scent of ammonia hangs in the air. It is a familiar scent, a part of the morning's atmosphere, just like the smell of old wood smoke embedded in the very walls of the house. There is no running water. A ceramic basin on a small wooden stand holds water fetched yesterday from the public well. It is shockingly cold. You splash your face, the chill, a sharp and immediate awakening. You dress not in soft cotton, but in coarse, scratchy linen or wool. A simple tunic, perhaps some leggings. The fabric is heavy, functional. It is designed for durability, not comfort. Its constant, slightly abrasive presence against your skin is a reminder of your station, of the life you lead. Morning food is sparse. Your breakfast is a piece of dark, heavy rye bread. It's dense and requires considerable effort to chew. Perhaps you dip it into some small, weak ale, which is safer to drink than the river water and provides a small measure of energy. This is not a meal for pleasure. It is fuel for the long day of labor that lies ahead. It is the beginning of the endless rhythm of survival. Now imagine you unlatch the heavy wooden door and step outside. The street is not paved with neat stones, but is a narrow lane of packed, uneven earth. Recent rain has turned it to mud, and you must watch your step to navigate the thick, clinging mire. The air outside is a complex tapestry of scents. The sharp, metallic smell from the blacksmith's forge down the lane. The sweet, earthy aroma of hay and livestock from a nearby stable. The ever-present smell of wood smoke from 100 chimneys, and the underlying pervasive scent of human and animal waste. To a modern nose, it would be overwhelming, but to you, it is simply the smell of the city, the smell of home. The sounds are just as dense. The rhythmic clang, clang, clang of the blacksmith's hammer striking an anvil. The lowing of an ox pulling a heavy cart, its wooden wheels groaning over the uneven ground. The calls of merchants setting up their stalls in the market square, their voices echoing off the tight-packed timber and plaster walls of the houses. There is no hum of machinery, no engine noise. Every sound is immediate, distinct, and human-made or animal-made. It is a city alive with a different kind of energy. Your workday begins as the sun's first light truly illuminates the sky. If you are an apprentice, you report to your master's workshop. Perhaps you are a weaver, a cooper, a tanner, or a carpenter. Whatever your trade, the work is manual, it is repetitive, it is a constant physical struggle. Imagine the feeling in your muscles, the persistent ache in your lower back from leaning over a loom for hours, the strain in your shoulders from hoisting barrels, the sting of splinters in your hands from planing wood. There are no safety regulations, no concern for ergonomics. Your body is a tool, and it is expected to perform until the sun goes down. The rhythm of your work is the rhythm of the city. For hours, you are lost in this cycle of physical effort. Time is not measured in minutes, but in the slow passage of the sun across the sky, and in the growing fatigue in your limbs. The midday meal is a brief respite you might eat in the workshop or perhaps at a simple alehouse. It's more bread, maybe a wedge of hard cheese or a bowl of pottage, a thick vegetable stew that has been simmering for hours over a fire. It's warm, filling, and bland. It is, once again, simply fuel. As the afternoon wears on, the light begins to change. The shadows of the tall, leaning houses stretch longer across the narrow streets. The work continues, but there's a new awareness of the approaching dusk. The setting sun is your clock, signaling the impending end of your labor. When the curfew bell rings from the central church tower, it is a sound of release. The workday is over. The city gates are being barred. The watchmen are beginning their patrols. You gather your tools, your body aching with a deep and profound weariness, and you begin the walk home. The streets are now emptying. The market stalls are covered. The workshops are shuttered. The darkness that falls is absolute, broken only by the occasional flicker of a lantern carried by a wealthy merchant, or the faint glow of firelight from behind closed shutters. The city at night is a different place, quiet, mysterious, and filled with unseen dangers. Back in your small 1 or 2 room home, the hearth is the center of your world. It is your only source of light and your only source of warmth against the encroaching night chill. The evening meal is cooked here, likely another simple stew, perhaps with a piece of meat, if it has been a fortunate week. The family gathers close to the fire's glow. There is no television, no internet, no books to read, for most could not read anyway. Entertainment is the mending of tools, the spinning of thread, or the telling of stories. The day's events are recounted in low voices. It is a time of quiet, enforced intimacy. The world outside has disappeared into the darkness, and this small, firelit space is your entire universe, and so you prepare for sleep. The fire is carefully banked to preserve the embers for the morning. You climb back onto your straw mattress, the familiar rustle, a comforting sound. The day has been a constant struggle, a cycle of labor dictated by light and weather. Your body is exhausted, your mind is quiet. As you pull the woolen blanket up, you listen to the last sounds of the city, a dog barking in the distance, the creak of the house settling. Sleep is not a luxury, it is a necessity, a surrender. And you know as you drift off that tomorrow will be exactly the same. The bell will ring in the darkness, the cold will be waiting, and the rhythm of life will begin all over again. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this glimpse into the past, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more explorations. We'll see you next time.